to install this version, just make sure you remove the old version of this mod. Then once you download this mod, extract it, then copy it and paste it and put it inside of your 7 Days to Die server mods folder. If you're playing with friends, make sure they do not install this. They don't have to install this. It runs on the server, and whenever they run commands, it'll automatically run that through the server and it'll work automatically. If you're new and just want to be able to test this, you can go ahead and double click to load up your server, and then you would just load up your game afterwards and join your game. And if you're able to join your game and successfully load in, you're pretty much good. You'll be reminded every time you join the game to pick a starter kit until you do. Once you do, starter kit reminder disappears. To view all starter kits, enter /list starter kits to see a list of all the kits, and then you can enter /pick a starter kit name to choose that kit. You can also type in /pick random to choose a random starter kit with a bonus item, and the bonus item is 2 quest tier 1 tickets. To use the different teleport commands, you can enter /set base to store your current base location. And so anytime you enter /base, it will teleport you back to your base location, and it also would restore a return point. And then when you do enter /return, it will return you back to your return point. On default, the teleport command has no cooldown, but you can enter a cooldown in the config option to add cooldown. For testing purposes, I'm just going to set the day to Bloodmoon, so we'll set it to the 7th day, 2200 hour. I'm going to do a couple Bloodmoon kills, and then we'll end the Bloodmoon to see the stats. There should be an indicator on here that tells you the Bloodmoon's tracking and started once the Bloodmoon starts. And anything within display here can be modified using the localized text. So if you do want to change what displays here, you can modify that specific text, as well as the variable. If you want to remove the variable value, you can do that as well. So here at the end of Bloodmoon, we'll get the total kills. We'll see who got the most kills, the second most kill. We'll see the party results, which party got the most kill, the second party got the most kill. And then it'll give you a summary of what points you got at the end for your total rewards for this Bloodmoon. Other points could be participation point, and then I think we also have a settings that allows you to get a 1 reward point for every 30 kill that you perform, and all of these are configurable as well. Once you have some reward points, you can start spending these points. To check how much reward points you have, you can enter /wallet. To check what you can buy, you can enter /shop. It'll show you a list of items they sell. And then once you want to buy, you can enter /buy, the item number, and then the quantity amount. And so just for clarification, the quantity is the number of item I'm trying to purchase. So it doesn't matter if, like, for instance, number 1 comes with 50 bullets. If I just want to buy 10 of this, I'm basically buying 10 stacks of 50 bullets. Being 500 ammo. The next thing I'm gonna showcase is just how to modify your shop. So you can modify this using the config.json directly and just modify text, but if you prefer a UI experience, you can open config.html. You will then be prompted to load in your current config options. You can do that, as well as load in the item index list, which has a list of all items, at least all vanilla items. And then once you load both of those, you'll be able to scroll all the way down and be able to start modifying some of these item listing you have. You can remove items, you can change the RP cost, you can change the quantity amount. You can even change the order of some of these items if you prefer them in a certain order in the shop. And then you can, of course, you can also look up an item and add it in. And in this case, we're gonna add in a motorcycle. The item index includes all items, so motorcycle might have more than 1 result, but the one we're looking for is the motorcycle placeable item. For this motorcycle, I think I'm just going to set it to 50 RP, and then from there, I'll just click the add button to add this item to the shop. I do want this item closer to the top, so I'll go ahead and drag this item and put it closer to the top. Once I'm done with my changes, I can go ahead and click the save button to create a config.json file. I'll go ahead and copy this new file and replace it with my existing one, and then I'll load up the server, the game, to test it out. Okay, so once you successfully load up your server, load up the game, go into the game, you can type in the /shop to check out the item, and the motorcycle should appear on slot 2 now, since that's where we added it. I do have no RP, so I'm going to go ahead and provide myself some RP using the server console. You can use the set RP player name and then the RP amount, or you can also just add RP space player name and then the amount to give a specific player a certain amount of RP. So again, you can type in /shop to see the list of items. Let's go ahead and buy the motorcycle, entering /buy space 2. Looks like I purchased it. My RP is now at 0, and I should have a motorcycle in my inventory. So to update a starter kit, you want to go inside this mod, go to the data folder, and then from there you can double click on StarterKits.html. We can go ahead and click copy to copy the current directory to our starter kit file, and then we'll go ahead and choose both of the files for the starter kit as well as the item index to load those in to work off. Next, if you want to modify an existing kit, you can just select the kit on the left column and then it'll open that kit information. You can then modify the item itself, or if you just want to modify the count and the quality of an item, you can go ahead and modify those values. You can also just delete an item and then replace it entirely if you want to do that as well. I will instead just click on this add kit button to add a new kit, and we'll go ahead and add a new kit to test. This new kit will be one that contains a bicycle. None of the current kit has a bicycle, so it'll be interesting just to have a kit that starts with a bicycle and maybe a wrench. You can click on the add item to add additional items here, and then once we do add that wrench, you can modify the quality here to 6 so that the wrench is level 6 when we get this wrench. I'm gonna go ahead and click the save button, which will export this StarterKit.json file, and I'm gonna go ahead and copy this new file and replace the existing starter kits with this file. I had accidentally clicked on this before, which is why I created this duplicate, but I'm gonna go ahead and just rename this without that one, and then so that I can copy and paste and replace my existing one. My player already has starter kit, so I open player_data JSON file in the data folder to modify the starter kits to declare this. Once I do this, I can restart the server and test the starter kits. The welcome message now reminds me to use starter kits again since I cleared it, so that's looking like it's good. It's working as is, so let's go ahead and choose a new starter kit. So again, you can enter /list starter kits to see a list of all starter kits. And so let's go ahead and pick our biker starter kit. And as you can see, the bike and the wrench were added into my inventory, so it looks like it's working. And so that's how you would add a new starter kit.